welcome to the first episode of Let's Play Manor Lords. So, this is one of the latest releases of the game here. And Manor Lords, for those of you who don't know, is a medieval city building game that also has some combat to it and some expansion, of course, and some trade and economics that make this game an absolute gem. So this is really a lot of fun here. So I've already played two practice games, I should say. They were very short though, so we haven't seen everything that this game has to offer, but it has been an absolute blast playing it. So in this episode we're gonna start our journey and hopefully be successful in building a very nice town that is capable of expanding into the wider region here. Now we're gonna keep the introductions short. We're gonna have plenty of time to discuss everything here. So let's just hit new game here. And we can change or choose a portrait here. Let's also change the name. There we go. Like so. Let's just keep the portrait as is, that's fine. I'm not gonna spend too much time here. It's not gonna be relevant. In terms of the game setup though, let's keep it on restoring the peace. We are still learning the game, of course. We're gonna keep the default settings, and we're gonna be playing in Germanic Valley right here. Let's see, and gold domination, that's fine. Off-map adversaries present. AI aggressiveness is going to be balanced, and raider frequency is going to be medium here. We'll have 2 years that are raider free, and initial bandit camps 1. And with a random bandit camp spawn limit of 3. So with that said, let's start up a map here. Alright, here we go. Alright, before we do anything, let's pause the game here. And let's just have a look around at what we have right here. We have some homeless people stands, our hitching post with our ox, of course, and some standard supplies that are going to allow us to get going here. So with that, let's zoom out right here. Oh, we have a shoal of fish right here as a resource, salt too, and some stone right there. That's nice. We have some clay in the corner and some wild animals right here, so that is actually very nice here. So let's zoom in to the settlers that we've started with here, and as you can see, this game is absolutely breathtaking in its beauty. Look at that. Very nice. So we have some people. We have 5 unassigned families gathered around here. Currently they are living in homeless tents, and that is definitely something we need to take care of right here, because both of them, or all of them I should say, are waiting for burgish plots, and that's another name for homes here, but we're gonna get to that in a second. Our hitching post, of course, with our ox, Endris. We have some supplies here, so we have some bread. The spoilage is very high, so we need to make sure that we get this indoors here, because having your resources exposed to the elements, that is definitely not something we want to have happen. As a matter of fact, they will really decrease very quickly in quantity if we leave them exposed like this. So that is definitely gonna be something that we're gonna have to take care of in the very near future. Now if we go to the construction section right here, we have a couple of overlays that we can choose from. So currently we have no overlay, but we can check out the underground water right here, and all these streams are showing up here. Those are prime spots for wells. We have some emmer fertility, and in these green spots, those are going to be ideal to place farms and have crops grow on them. For example, wheat. We can check out the flax fertility right here. We have a little spot there. It's not too good, but it is something. Another spot right here. We have some barley, and we're actually having a good barley spot right here, at least good versus the rest of the map right here. So that is right in all the material, or this is right in the spot that our starting resources are at, so we need to be careful with that. And we have rye fertility, and oh yeah, that's actually much better here. Rye is definitely something we want to start in the future. We're gonna need an upgrade though. So in terms of where we want to be building stuff, or rather where we not want to be building stuff, that's going to be on this barley. So I'm not too sure if this is going to be a good spot to start our city, because we need to reserve this spot. Emmer, yeah. So just to make sure that we do not build on top of this spot right here, let's get a road going right here. So we can hit R, that's gonna show us the roads. And let's select roughly here, and let's make sure that we surround this with a road here. So let's do something like this. We can go back to the barley fertility, and let's connect that road right there. Yeah, let's go here. I don't want to be spending too much time on this, but this is going to be very important for a later section of the game here. There we go. Is that connected? And roads are free in this game, so that's really nice here. And they also allow for faster travel. So nothing but good news there. Do it like so. Connect it there, and that should do it for now. We don't really need to complete the whole circle. We'll have plenty of time for that. And we have a rich deposit of shoal here, or shoal of fish, and that's gonna really result in a lot of food. Should we decide to exploit that? And we are. But let's start things off here. So we have 5 homeless families right here, and that's causing a little bit of discomfort here. So if we were to provide our citizens with homes here, that's going to increase our approval rating, and that's going to be a very important part of this game here. So let's quickly go over the top banner, after which we can start the game here. We start off with 5 unassigned families. And those act as laborers and or builders, so they can haul stuff around, but they can also produce stuff for us. We have 0 unassigned families. Those are the people that actually work in specific jobs. We have no burgage plots as of yet, but we're in need of 5 here. So that is definitely going to be one of the primary objectives of this episode. Our total population is 10. Currently sitting at 50% approval rating, and we need to keep this north of 50% if we want to grow. Public order is at 100%. We have 50 regional wealth and 1 ox in our stable space right here. Let's see, hitching post, awesome. In terms of the critical resources here, something very similar. Food is going to be very important for obvious reasons, and fuel too. Alright, we start off with some building materials. We have a timber, 20 stone, 10 tools. We have 20 bread, which is also nice. And we have 20 firewood here. Now this bread here, that's going to be very important, because that is going to spoil very quickly, and we do not want to be running out of food, nor do we want to waste this type of food here, because bread is not something that we can produce right off the bat here, so we need to be careful with that. Ooh, our salt deposit is also right in the middle of this field. Yeah, I just realized that we're gonna have to be careful with that. That's something we need to look at later here. So yeah, this bread here, that's going to be very important that we move this inside. So let's look for a good spot here where we can put down a granary right here. And this granary is gonna allow us to store that food here. And I also want it in somewhat of a central location. So in terms of city location, let's look at where we want to build stuff here. We primarily, or preferably, want to put it somewhere where the fertility is low. Yeah, so that's gonna be roughly here, maybe here. What about the rye? Yeah, so I'm thinking roughly here. That'd be nice. The wild animals are kind of far away though. We could also choose to move this. Maybe we can try to get the wild animals here. There's a mechanism or a neat little trick that we can use. Because it's kind of far away here. Alright, let's try it. So let's go to the cosmetic section right here in the building menu. And let's pick up the shrine here. Now, it has no construction costs. And as soon as we build something in this area right here, it's gonna move. So we can just keep clicking this wild animal deposit until it lands in a spot that we like. And I'm hoping that it's gonna be here somewhere. Now, we do need to remind ourselves to remove all these monuments that we're placing down. So I'm really hoping that this is gonna land where we want to. But we can just keep on trying this. The spot is actually not too terrible here. That's going to land somewhere in between the two, so we can do some fishing here and we can do it right there. Okay, that's pretty good. So let's leave it at that. And now it's time for us to get rid of all those monuments that we've built down here. And if we hit the tab button, we can see all these construction small windows popping up here. So let's select one and let's demolish. Now this is going to be free. It only costs us some effort. The winds are blowing, the weathers are rough at the moment. But this is really going to be worth it. Oh, we have a lot of stuff right here. But this is going to be a huge investment. Or an investment that's going to pay off huge, I should say. Now, as the game goes here, the animals that were in the original spot are going to migrate to where we have our deposit right now. It's going to be right here. And I think we got them all. Yeah, that looks good. So now we have two food sources. The shoal of fish, as well as the wild animals. And this seems to be a nice location here. It's even going to be rather close to this barley field in the future here. So let's hit the construction menu. Let's do one more check right here. And I think this is going to be a nice location. Nice and tucked in the corner here. Yeah, let's give up this rye position. Yeah, we'll have plenty of rye production in these areas right here. But that's going to be plenty. So with that in mind, we are not really gonna be doing anything crazy here. Maybe a little bit south of this position. That may be good. And let's see here. What we can also do is have a road around this wild animal deposit. And that's gonna allow anyone who comes close to this wild animal habitat not to cross into it, because they're gonna stay on the roads here. And that's going to prevent, from what I've read, the animals from running away, because they're rather skittish here. So if we put a road around it like that, that's going to be a lot better here. So now that it's granary time, we've decided that we want it somewhere close to here. So let's get going here. And this is a tiny little corner right here, and we're not going to be able to put our granary in there. It's going to be very tight, so let's actually reserve this spot for a marketplace right here. That's going to work together very well with the granary, as well as the storehouse. This is going to distribute all the goods that we have to our citizens. I'm not yet sure how large I want it to be, but we want roughly 6 or so spots. Yeah, let's do it like that. It's free, and it also builds immediately here. And I want to attach this to a road. There we go. Nice and centrally located. Let's get the granary up right across the street. There we go. Now I'm going to pause this for the time being because we're not exactly done planning here, because I want to have one more building up. And we just spent, if I'm not mistaken, 2 timber on constructing this granary right here, and we now have 6 left, and those are available to use somewhere else, but we're gonna need many more timber. So let's do a logging camp right here. Construction cost 2. Workers fell nearby trees to produce timber, which is stored on site. Deforestation may cause nearby wild animals to migrate and wild berries to be destroyed. So we have to be very careful where we put this. Now we have a nice location right here. There's no wild animals, no wild berries. We cannot really disturb anything here. So I thought that may be good, and that's going to allow us of an opportunity to maybe get an industrial zone right here. So let's do... yeah, let's do it right here. And I'm also going to pause this game here. And now that we've put both the granary down as well as the logging camp right here, that's going to leave us with 4 timber. And now I want to start addressing this homelessness problem here. And we can do that with burgage plots. And let's see, did we read the granary? Yeah, the workers collect, store and distribute goods using the pantry. Reduces food spoilage, so definitely something we want to have for our bread here. And they may also set up stalls at the marketplace to distribute stored goods. And that's going to be this marketplace. And this provides a space for market stalls, which when supplied by an active granary or storehouse, will distribute goods to burgage plots. So not really houses on the burgage plots, but the burgage plots themselves here. That's going to be very important. So let's check these burgage plots and let's go to the residential section. Residential section of the construction menu here. And we have a level 1 burgage plot right here. And it provides living space for a single family. So let's see what kind of options that we have. And we can actually also have the industry center somewhat centrally here. Yeah, that may not be too bad of an idea, come to think of it. Yeah, let's have the first row houses be here. So let's grab this road right there. We can even connect it like this. That's not the worst idea. Alright, let's do that. Again, roads are free. And let's select a burgage plot right here. Right there. And I want to do something cheeky here. Let's check to see. Well, let's check the options of the burgage plots first. So we can select to which road we want to connect this burgage plot. And if we just put a small burgage plot right here, you can see provides room for 1 house, but only 1 house. Now, if we make it a little bit deeper here, it's going to allow us for a backyard. And this backyard is going to allow us to put some production buildings in there. So that's obviously a good idea. We can always create eggs, we can create vegetables, all kinds of cool stuff in there. But if we make it a little bit wider here, and also a little bit deeper, we can have 2 houses and 2 production cycles, but this is also going to be 2 burgage plots right here. So let's say we select this, and then we go down in the number of houses here. You can see we only spent 1 burgage plot, but we are able to put 2 houses and a backyard on it. And in my mind, this is really ideal because this allows for more people to live on 1 burgage plot, and most of our production buildings are limited per burgage plot and really not by the inhabitants they have here. So with that said, let's see here. I'd like a row of 5 here, because we still need 5 people to live in these houses, and the add-ons that are built in that second house option, they are expansions, so they're not really active right away, or active. We cannot put 2 families in 1 home here. So let's start with 1 here, but I'd like this one to have a very large backyard here. So let's put it like that, and then we can hit the hammer here. And let's pause this game because this one, or pause this plot, because this is only for reference here. And now I'm hoping to get 1 more house right here, and also have it be a burgage plot with 2 houses and 1 backyard. The backyard is small, but it's gonna work. There we go. And now I'm gonna remove this, and that's gonna give us our timber back. And we're gonna rebuild this house later. But I want to make sure that I get this set up the right way here. This is not gonna leave us enough room for a backyard extension, but this one does. Alright, let's build this one too. There we go. Pause both for now, because our primary focus should be on the granary. And now that we have spent all the timber that we have here, we're still gonna need many more houses, so we're gonna need at least 3 more burgage plots. And we're also gonna need other buildings here, like food producers, all kinds of good stuff. So let's have the construction priority of this granary be the highest. That's going to be the most important. And let's unpause this and get rid of that window. And let's gently start up the game here at normal speed. All kinds of new problems pop up. Our goods are taking weather damage, so we need a storehouse. And we need a granary. Now luckily we already have the granary selected right here. It needs 2 timber and 10 stone. Now our ox is going to provide the timber, because that is going to be too heavy for our citizens to carry by themselves. An ox can't do it, it's very strong. And let's have this be not the highest, but very high. And let's also start production on that. So hopefully our builders are gonna make sure that the granary gets finished first, and then it's gonna work on the logging camp here. Very high highest, and let's have this be high, just high. Also have a new message here, let's read that first. Victory condition, dominance. So build up your town, your manor, and when ready, press claims toward regions owned by your opponents. Once a claim has been pressed, be ready for battle. And that is really referring to this large region right here. We of course want to expand into all kinds of good stuff. We have an iron deposit right there. We have stone deposit, clay deposits, another shoal of fish, and a rich deposit of wild animals. And these are our adversaries here. Now there's gonna be battle in the future, both with these outlaws right here, as well as Hildebold. So yeah, that's definitely gonna be something. We need some preparation for that, because battle in this game is something altogether here. Alright, let's unpause this burgage plot and do the same for this one. This is set to high. This is set to medium, that's fine. And now hopefully our citizens are gonna grab some stuff right here. Let's have a look at it. Everybody is already picking up materials. The ox has carried some timber right here, and they're going to the burgage plots right here. Or rather the granary, I should say. That's the first one that is going to be produced. Now when I hit the tab button, it's going to show all these things here. Speed up the clock a little bit here. If we select this granary right here, every time something gets dropped off, it's going to show up in this menu right here. So we have 1 stone, 1 timber. We're going to need another part of timber though. So our ox is going to turn back, pick up 1 more piece right there. It's all the way, all the way up here. So that is something. But in due time, all the materials are going to find their way right there. Okay, cool. And I think we may also want to put down a wild animal. Or something that can help us with getting these wild animals and turning them into food. We got another new message. I've heard of your renown. I only seek to defend my rights and honor against those who would wrong me. I hope you will not judge me by the rumors and slanders that some may spread about me. Signed and sealed by my own seal, Hildebold von Berenreuter. Alright, I'm not going to write back, I'm just going to end the conversation here. We're not really in a position to start talking just yet. Want to make sure that we say the right thing. And let's get a hunting camp right here. And if we place that close to wild animals here, that's going to allow us to hunt right here. It also does not take any building materials, so this should be completed very quickly. And I really see no reason not to put it here. Unless there is some underground water. Oh yeah, we need to be careful with that. But I think we should be able to get one. Let's build it right here. And being that it does not require any building materials, it's essentially free. The only thing it's going to take is a little bit of build time here. Alright, and let's check out the granary here. We can do so in cinematic mode, and that's really gonna show the splendor of this game. There's the ox with the final piece of timber. And now that we have, or should have, close to all the stone, some stone still coming in, this granary should be completed in no time here. Alright, construction finished. And let's immediately assign someone there. And this person is going to pick up the bread in our supply depot right here. Let's check out where it is. Supplies, because that spoilage is very high and I do not want to lose any more bread here. Let's get it there quickly. Now, a side benefit of having this granary right here is that it cooperates with this marketplace right here. And as you can see, the person that we just assigned to work in the granary is now producing a food stall and just completed it. And this food stall is where our citizens are going to be grabbing all the food they need, and we're also going to be getting bonuses from this market. But we'll see that in a few seconds here. Hunting camp complete. We don't really need anyone to work there right now, because our primary concern is going to be this logging camp right here. Because we cannot construct anything until we have more timber here. And let's speed up time a little bit here. Let's go back into that gorgeous cinematic mode. We're still in need of lots of production materials. We need 2 timber. And this ox is rather slow. We're running out of food. That's mostly because the bread is being transported to the granary here. And I'm hoping that this exposed goods is going to be resolved real quickly. The settlement either needs more food or more fuel. Yes, we're out of food due to the transportation though, so we shouldn't be too worried. That's the first piece of timber. Very nice. Yeah, and I think if we can get our people situated in a house here, that should be fine. There go the builders. They can only work so long though, because we're still in need of another piece of timber right here. Again, if we hit the tab button, we should see the large icon of the ox show up rather quickly. He's required to really travel a long time here. It seems that the food icon has gone away, and that the food that we have is neatly stored into our granary here, which is nice because it just started raining. There we go, that's the last piece. Awesome. So let's get this logging camp constructed as soon as we can. There we go. Now we have 4 unassigned families because we did assign 1 person to work in the granary. And out of these 4, let's have 3 of them work collecting more timber, because we're gonna need a lot of it. Now let's hit this advanced section right here and limit the work area. I wanted to only cut down trees in this section. And we can hit Control and use the mouse wheel to increase the sphere. And let's put it right there. Now as time passes, these 3 assigned families are gonna start working hard on grabbing all the timber. Come to think of it, we may want to move the hitching post to and move it closer to the logging camp, because that's where all the timber is going to be produced. Alright. And we still need to move the timber to these 2 plots right here, so let's do it right now. There we go. If I'm not mistaken, this only requires some work for the builders, and they're not working right now anyway, because there's nothing to construct. We need to wait for the timber. There we go, hitching post, awesome, right where we want it. Let's see, we have 1 piece of timber from the 3 families that are working in our logging camp diligently, I may want to add. There we go. Awesome. It should allow us to construct this burgage plot. And now we have 4 timbers, so that means that we want to construct at the very least 1 more burgage plot. Let's move the camera a bit. And again, I want a backyard extension as well as 2 houses here.
There we go.
Is that something I want to do? Yeah, this road may want to make it a little wider here.
Nice work.
Like so. And let's construct. And we still have 2 timber left. And now I want to go back to this place here, because I am looking for something a little odd. Let's actually pause the game here. So we can go to farming, and we have a field right here that we can select, and there is, from what I've read, an ideal size to it. So the size is expressed in Morgan, and this is 1.2 Morgan. Now we're looking for roughly 1 Morgan here. So let's do, yeah, this is 1 Morgan. That looks nice, but we're a little wide actually, so let's start here, and we can make use of the depth right here. So we're gonna have 1 burgage plot right here on the left hand side and 1 on the right hand side, and I want them both to lean inward. So let's see if that's roughly where we want it. Yes, 0.9 Morgan, so we're gonna have to go a little further here. And this is gonna be 1 Morgan. Yeah, that looks nice. So let's get a road connected here, sort of demark, or have some demarcation where we want it. And these are just temporary roads. Nothing that we should worry about in the long term. We're going to remove them. let's go back to the burgage plot right there. And now I'm gonna try to make this a very, very large backyard right here. Alright, we do not have enough goods just yet. Alright, let's continue with the clock right here. Maybe if we do it the other way around. Oh, that looks pretty good. That looks excellent. So this is going to be all backyard here. Ideal for making, let's say, vegetables or something that requires a lot of land. Now we're in need of 2 more timber. In the meantime, these burgage plots are being produced, and these are the only 2 problems that we still need to deal with here. At least in terms of notifications. Alright, another 2 pieces of timber, and let's do the same thing but on the other side. Grab a burgage plot. Awesome. Now this can still be a little tricky here, because it doesn't always want to work. Or it requires a lot of effort. So this is going to be a bit difficult here. Yeah, this is not really how I would envision it, but it's rather close. Maybe if we put a road section right here, a temporary one. Still gonna be somewhat awkward, but let's see if this helps. We have plenty of time to do so. There's still all kinds of work going on. This looks a bit better. Yeah, I like it. And now if we go back to the road construction, hit Alt and hit this piece of road right there, we can remove it. Now there's still a little slot right here, but I'm not feeling too terrible about it. Let's just leave that be. And now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 burgage plots. All of them with backyard extensions. 2 of them are large, so we can grow some crops, and 3 of them are a little smaller here. We can produce other things with that, and all of them have the option to add 1 more living space to them, so that's going to be great for the future here. Alright, we're currently sitting on 6 timber, that's great. So let's unassign 2 people. It's storming outside, so that is something. We only have 9 bread left. So I think it may be time for us to start employing someone at the hunting cabin. Or hunting camp, I should say. And I also want to put some people to work in this fish pond right here. So let's go to the construction. And let's go right here and get ourselves a fisherman's hut right here. Oh, I don't think we actually completed the road right here, so let's do that. Was this barley? Yes, it's barley. There we go. We do not want to mess with that fertility. And let's get a fishing dock right there. Fisherman's hut. Awesome. Now we do have the timber to produce it. Let's see, we don't have enough supplies. Yeah, only 1 month worth of food here. That's still 9 bread, so it's not terrible, but we definitely need some food coming out of this hunting cabin. And hopefully from this fisherman too. Firewood, we still have 7 months. That's not too terrible. But it's not going to last for too much longer here. So we may actually want to pick a spot for that as well. Could cut out this section. or maybe closer to this. Is there anything in the way there? Yeah, I think we may want to do rye here eventually. Or we could just place it here, right next to the logging camp here. Let's do that. Right there. Woodcutter's Lodge. Awesome. And that, I think, we have our food covered. 2 buildings. We have a hunting camp right here. We're going to produce meat for us. Our bread is running out. That is not too good. And it's running out quickly. And we're going to have a fisherman's hut right here. Let's actually set that to be a little bit higher right there. That's really going to produce a lot of food. And all our people are currently housed. So we built these 5 houses just in time here. And we can check our approval rating. It's gone down from 50 to 47. And that's because we had some homelessness. Still some homelessness this month, but most of them are properly living right now. So in an actual house instead of a tent. But that means we will not be able to accept new people wanting to live here. So I think we may want to make use of that additional living space. And that's what we can do right here. Costs us 2 timber. And that is going to expand our living space. So let's do that. Even more work for our ox here. We have 3 meat. That's great. That should also help in the market food variety. So we're losing some approval rating due to the homelessness. But we're regaining some with the market food variety. So that is great news. Let's see, fisherman's hut. Already has 1 piece of timber. And the ox hopefully is going to bring that 2nd piece quickly. I'd like to employ someone here too. Does have the high construction priority. There we go. Construction finished. Let's immediately assign someone to work there. Right, 10 meat and 3 bread. Now, being that we have 2 types of food, that's going to help us with the approval. But that bread is going to run out soon, because that's the starting food that we have, and we cannot reproduce it. Not just yet. So we're offsetting the lack of bread by the addition of fish. So that's going to be awesome here. Let's see, we have this woodcutter's lodge right there. And I think that's about the... oh, they stole our meat here. We still have some left. These bandits. We're going to need to handle them appropriately. And let's hope our final unassigned family is going to be able to complete this woodcutter's lodge. And let's assign it right here, because we have no more construction projects. And let's select a work area. We can do it across the street here. That way we're not going to have 2 woodcutters cutting down the same patch of trees. And in this game, the firewood producer cuts down their own trees here. And let's have that be here. We can make this very large. There we go. It's going to cut down trees and turn it into firewood. That means we'll have 2 buildings producing food and 1 building producing fuel. And that should tide us over for a long time here. So yeah, we've had a rather soft landing. Unfortunately, we were the victims of some bandits stealing the food that we very much need. But I think we could have done a whole lot worse here. We're still completing some projects though. Or did we already finish this? Yeah, 2 families can live here, so that is nice. Let's see, it's June. We haven't grown so far, but we have landed on our feet. And let's hope we can attract a couple families to come live in our settlement here. Because we want to start growing. That is very important. But landing on our feet was even more important in the beginning. We can think about growth and expansion in the next episode. So, with that being said, I'd like to say thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and hopefully see you in the next episode too. Thanks everyone.